안녕하세요. 프로와 나마마의 최진욱프로입니다. 오늘은 저희 WGP 아카데미 동탄에 있는 리베라 CC에 있는데요. 크리스메이슨, 그리고 팀 케니, 그리고 최진욱프로가 오늘 아마추어 분들을 위해서 어드레스를 크리스메이슨한테 배워보는 시간을 가져보도록 하겠습니다.
The setup is crucially important because if you're set up in the wrong way, you're going to have to make compensations to your swing on the way down. If you're set up too far away from the ball and on your toes, you're going to have to sway back into your heels, and that's going to change the plane lines of the club. You know, if you set up too close to the ball and you're on your heels, then the compensation is going to be to move more towards your toes. So I have a very specific process that I'm looking for in order to set up the correct way every time. So what I like my players to do is basically put both hands on the club so they set the grip early in the setup process.
그립을 먼저 잡고 어드레스를 잡는 순서.
From there, I want both feet together, and they're going to put the club behind the ball. At this point, if you're too far away from the ball, you'll feel yourself move towards your toes. If you're too close to the ball, you'll feel yourself move into the heels. So I want them to put their feet together, the club behind the ball, with the toe just fractionally up. And there, the butt is going to go back behind them, and then they're going to rock on the toes and heels. I want players to feel like they're basically in the middle of their feet. So once that balance point is set, they should have basically set their entire upper body position already. There, they're going to move their lead foot 4 inches. This is going to be their ball position. The trail foot, the right foot for a right-hander, is going to move depending on what club they've got. So if they've got a wedge, they're going to be narrower than shoulder width, and the ball position is going to appear like it's in the middle of their feet. As they get into a longer club, say for a 7-iron, it's going to be shoulder width, so the ball position is going to appear just forward of center. And then for, say, a 3-wood, it's going to be much wider, and it's going to look a lot more forward. The only club that's going to be off your left heel is driver, because that's on a tee. So let me run through a complete setup here. Hands on the club, aim the club head at the target, find my balance and posture, lead foot 4 inches from my ball position, right foot for width of stance, and I'm ready to go. When you're looking on camera, what you should be looking for is for the back of your armpits to hit the front of your knees to hit that first lace. Now you're in an athletic and balanced position in order for you to pivot your swing around the correct balance points.
So I have a question what about have long arms, longer legs, shorter arms, shorter height? So it all depends.
Yeah, so the setup in terms of the balance positions are all going to be the same. Obviously, if you've got longer arms, they're going to stretch down further, and therefore you should have shorter clubs. If your arms are short, then you're going to need much longer clubs. What I don't want you to do if you've got short arms is bend down more just to make sure you can grip the club. So it's very important that you get a good club fitter who is going to fit you to the right clubs for your length of arms in the correct posture.
Like, what do you see amateur like have mistake on setup? I mean, I guess it all depends, but what do you think?
What I see most amateurs do is usually have too narrow or too wide of a stance for that particular club. So if you get too wide with your stance, it's going to be very difficult to pivot because the legs are going to be too straight and the hips are going to get restricted.
What if the narrow stance?
The person with the wide stance is going to have too much lateral motion and not enough rotary motion. The person with too narrow of a stance is going to be able to pivot very well, but they're not going to have any lateral motion. So it's important that the width of the stance gives you the right width to get the balance in the right place, but most importantly, enable you to take advantage of the 3 motions: the lateral motion, the vertical motions, and the rotary motions.
크리스메이슨이 올바른 밸런스를 잡는 방법을 좀 알려주셨고요. 그 다음에는 팔이 긴 사람, 팔이 짧은 사람들은 어떤 클럽을 써야 되고 피팅의 중요성에 말씀해 주셨고, 흔히 아마추어 분들이 스탠스가 너무 넓거나 너무 좁았을 때 어떤 문제점이 생기는지에 대해서 얘기해 주셨는데요.
For next video, like we're gonna go over.
Well, now that you're setting up properly, it's very, very important that you get the first move right, and I'm going to show you how to do it.
그래서 우리 케니 프로님과 저와 이제 크리스와 이 셋이서 WGP 아카데미를 만들었는데요. 여기에서 이제 아마추어 그리고 프로 선수들 뭐 이렇게 훈련하고 있으니까요. 많은 분들 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네.